Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, be happy.
Yes, but they don't have the copyright, so you can't. Yes. Nice song, and it works very well with the advert as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
I like SG Bank. They are my guys. Okay.
Good morning.
Akwafu,
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're
good morning,
clearing
good
your
morning.
throat
I know.
for what's next.
Whatever it may be. Do you have a house help?
I don't.
Oh, big or so for like.
I don't at all. But
Mm.
I mean, I've lived with house helps. I mean, growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Did they have contracts?
not those days, but these days I hear
Yeah.
their contracts do that.
There's a whole new law. The whole new law governing domestic workers.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot employ a domestic worker without a contract. Conditions of service clearly spelled out. And you have to pay their SNIT pensions.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy about that. I don't know how you feel about that,
Yeah,
but
it's positive because they
Yeah.
are workers. They are workers.
They are
They are
workers.
employees. They have to work under conditions. You know, it's an area of abuse that we have just neglected for so long. Not I mean, I don't think those who don't do it are evil. It's just it's a neglected area. We have not thought. We have been thoughtless, right? We have been thoughtless when it comes to domestic workers. And it's about time we got some education so we can do the right thing. We can fix what we've been doing wrong. Because I mean, look, there are house helps who they don't even get days off.
that is true.
Just the fact that you exist in the house, you are at work.
Well, the thinking is
So-
that I'm helping you, you're also helping me. I mean, I've brought you to Accra. I'm feeding you.
But if you
I'm going to help you learn a trade, and that's
it's not a fair deal. Imagine when you were in school, in university. Imagine that you had to serve your vice chancellor morning, afternoon, evening, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Weekends, cry, you had to work. And that was how you obtain your scholarship so that you can study for your degree. Would that be fair?
That's not fair.
So I mean, we've been thinking that it's a fair trade, but it's not. It's not. Today we're going to have somebody who is an expert in this area. This is what she does. And so she will be helping us understand all the new laws, all the things we never knew we had to do for our house helps. And this is an important conversation because look, every
Laws
other
that
person.
are already in existence.
Yes, they've been made. The laws have been made.
Wow.
There's even a need for more laws, to be honest. But at the moment, there are some laws in place that are being violated
Wow.
by many people who have domestic workers, whether it's a nanny, house help, someone helping you care for the aged.
I have a feeling not so many people will be excited about this topic.
I
'cause
know, but I mean, look, if ignorance is no excuse, for breaking the law. So if there is a way that you can get the information you need so you don't break the law, I mean, then it's the best thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But people will indeed be surprised to hear.
To hear some of the things.
Yes.
And to know they are in violation of so many other
Indeed,
things. Yeah.
breaking the law. Yeah. Anyway, we learn something new every day, Anna.
That's right.
Okay, so for the 6 a.m. news, we're grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Time now for the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, commercial banks top list of complaints from customers in the financial sector in 2022. We'll share a new Bank of Ghana report. Meanwhile, the central bank is set to undertake targeted engagement with consumer reporting officers and chief compliance officers to discuss the root causes to reduce recurring complaints. Also, Center for Economics, Finance and Inequality Studies hopeful e-levy will generate more revenue in the second quarter of this year. Details coming up. Great to be with you. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Commercial banks received the highest number of complaints from customers in the financial sector in 2022. This was captured in the latest complaints management report released by the Bank of Ghana. Here's George Riafe with more.
Out of the 983 complaints that the Market Conduct Office of the Bank of Ghana received last year, majority of them came from banking customers. But the Bank of Ghana was, however, quick to add that almost 90% of these complaints were resolved. Most of them came from customers who had issues about how their loans were handled by their banks, deductions of these loans, as well as issues about fraud relating to their deposits and other financial transactions. 2 out of the 23 banks in the country didn't have any complaints lodged against them. The 983 complaints represented a 15% jump over what was recorded in 2021. But the central bank believes the increase in the number of complaints can be linked to the general public awareness about these developments and the ability of the regulator to deal with these issues that have been reported on time.
George Riafe starting us off with that report. Meanwhile, the central bank is set to undertake targeted engagement with consumer reporting officers and chief compliance officers to discuss the root causes to reduce recurring complaints. It is also set to see to the operationalization of a fully fledged contact center and a chatbot solution to augment the existing channels of complaint management. The central bank said it will continue to enforce compliance with the regulatory framework, drive strict adherence to ethical and professional standards, and educate consumers on their rights and responsibilities. This will ultimately preserve financial stability for sustainable economic growth and development. Now, government must begin to diversify its resources immediately to help reduce a huge deficit stifling growth. That's advice from former Finance Minister Seth Terkper. He stresses that with the coming in of funds from the International Monetary Fund, the country's reserves will gradually improve, creating space that will require diversifying resources to stimulate economic growth. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Terkper said it is important to see a significant reduction in the country's debt stock in the next 6 months.
We know the situation we are in. We know that we have a huge fiscal deficit, which needs to be reduced. We also know that we are defaulting, and we need to move quickly to be able to start honoring, our obligations under the new arrangements that will be put in place. And we need to diversify our resources for financing, the deficit. So there's no question. Our reserves are low. And so if much of the resources coming in, particularly for the fund, will go and shore up, the reserves, whilst, the World Bank resources that you mentioned traditionally go to strengthen the budget, then we are going to see some flows, moving in, and that's the purpose of the fund program, is to begin to, stabilize and bring confidence from market players, development partners, ratings agencies and the rest to start monitoring.
Former Finance Minister Seth Terkper there. Now, the Center for Economics, Finance and Inequality Studies Service has described as significant electronic transaction levy accrued for the first quarter of the year. Data from the Ghana Revenue Authority indicates that the controversial levy in the first year of implementation at a rate of 1.5% accrued 614.57 million cedis. However, in the first 3 months of this year, the levy brought in 246.9 million cedis for the state. Executive Director of Service, Dr. Benjamin Amwa, is hopeful the figures will improve in the second quarter.
It is significant compared to where we started from last year. If you look at the first 3 months of the implementation of the e-levy, we were not getting in that much. But then if for the first 3 months we've had over 200 million from this tax handle, considering even the economic situation we find ourselves as a country, it looks good. And as we move into the second quarter, third quarter, the hope and the expectation is that it will improve to help in the revenue ambition of government.
Executive Director of the Center for Economics, Finance and Inequality Studies, Dr. Benjamin Amwa. As part of efforts to boost intra-Africa trade, the Africa Export-Import Bank has pledged commitment to increasing trade finance into Ghana and other countries on the African continent to boost their respective economies. President and board chairman of Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, said more efforts should be put into value addition for positive balance of trade. He, however, stresses the need to build capacity of human resources across the continent.
I recognize two things that we have. Yes, we have resources, we have cocoa, we have copper and all those. And as much as possible, where it becomes economical, we can add value to those. But we also regard our biggest resource to be our people, the human beings we have. So it may well be that you may actually find that you can export your raw materials as raw, because if the cost of processing it is very high, if it's capital intensive to process. Whereas you have another activity that is labor intensive, you may continue to export the capital intensive the way it is and create value where you have labor. Our strategy takes account of all of this.
Professor Benedict Orama is president and board chairman of Afrexim Bank. Chief executive of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Kwesi Buzia, has been defending reforms in the operations of the authority. According to him, the digital interventions which have made license acquisition and registration easier, are capable of sustaining the company to be one of the most efficient state agencies. He made the assertion in a speech to welcome a delegation from Liberia who are in Ghana to understudy the road safety and licensing regime.
We need to do that collective knowledge sharing to build our sustainability. Yes, we have started by sustainable. So we came out with the C, meaning our systems are integrated. We are doing enforcement, we're doing entrenchment, we're doing data analysis to feedback into our knowledge so we can build better systems and make our customers happier. At the end of today, I hope that it will be seen clear that even what we inherited were 2 systems, we have 3 going on now. Data part is very critical, and that we're preparing this institution for the future.
Meanwhile, head of the Liberian delegation, Daryl expressed confidence that many of the innovations at the DVLA will be implemented to improve the Liberian system as well. Moving on, the fertilizer manufacturing industry has taken steps in tackling the high cost of fertilizer and its availability on the market. As part of efforts to address fluctuating prices of fertilizers, Export Trading Group Agri Inputs has pledged 15,000 metric tons of subsidized fertilizers under the Sustain Africa Initiative, an emergency response initiative for farmers. Country Director of ETG Agri Inputs, Fred Akowa, disclosed that about 150,000 smallholder farmers will benefit from the program.
We believe in the goal set by Sustained Africa to enhance agriculture value chains and food system across the continent. Through this initiative, ETG is making a resolute commitment and pledging to provide over 15,000 metric tons of discounted sulfate of ammonia and NPK fertilizers. These fertilizers will be directed to the breadbasket regions of Ghana, supporting our hardworking and smallholder farmers who form the backbone of our agricultural sector. What's more, we won't just stop at providing fertilizers. We will also empower our local farmers through technology and skills transfer.
Country Director of ETG Agri Inputs, Fred Akowa. It would interest you to know that organic chocolate sales make up less than 5% of the global chocolate market. However, sales are climbing steadily. Organic chocolate is being promoted as a healthier option for chocolate lovers because the cocoa beans and sugar are grown without any harmful chemicals. But the adoption of organic cocoa farming in Ghana is challenging. The Joy Business Van learns more in our concluding series on how chocolate manufacturing firm Fairafrique is championing patronage of organic chocolates.
The cocoa farmers here in Suhum, they are producing organic beans where in certain years this gets never bought, because with organic, if you can't find a buyer, it means that all your efforts you've put into all the practices of organic has gone down the drain. You miss out on the premiums, you miss out on all the benefits of going the organic way. So finding Fairafrique here in Suhum means that there is somebody who can take this bean volume, this organic bean volume, and change it into chocolate, for example. And by so doing, we are paying premiums. We are paying direct premiums to the farmers, and they are able to have a secondary livelihood support apart from just growing beans.
We'll hear more from Michael Mamonhau, Managing Director of the Ghanaian social business Fairafrique, at 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Let's head to the markets for you as we wrap up. Begin with the commodity market. Cocoa lost $7, open trading at $3,016 a ton. Crude oil went up marginally to $77 a barrel this morning. Gold is selling at $1,978 an ounce after going up by $3. On the currency market, dollar going for 10 cedis 93 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 13 cedis 80 pesos, and the euro trading at 11 cedis 85 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for listening, everyone. My name is Daryl Kwawu. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson.
It does continue with Kojo Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Churchill is off today.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. He'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Back tomorrow. And we're missing Mama V and Raymond still.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Mama
just
V.
you.
I know. Mama V is off for a few weeks. Raymond will be back soon, I think. He's taking a very interesting trip to other places.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
Yes, we're waiting for him to come and brief us fully.
But yeah, you're in the company of Imbura. He's taking good care of you, isn't he? Lip glossed in Imbura.
Yes, I've noticed that new change in his lifestyle.
Ever since his younger sister came around.
Yes, he started using lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Interesting.
Yeah. His younger sister, I think we should have her on the show one of these days. Until then, we have an inspirational song. Yes, I see your influence in this.
Oh no!
Really?
I dissociate myself from this song.
Oh, but he's done well.